Hello folks, it is me again. This is my 3 weeks on testosterone update. My voice isn't actually really this deep. I don't think so. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep this week just because I've had a lot of homework and just work and like everything that I do is just it's been a busy week. So not did not get enough sleep, especially last night. So that's probably contributing to it. So I don't know. But anyways, so what has happened this week? Basically, this week has been more of the same things that have already been happening. Like again, like the things that are happening I notice, but they're slow changes. It's not like I wake up and I have a habit trail. That doesn't really happen, but every day there's like more hairs on my stomach. And like hair just crawling up my hands. My friends say my hands are veinier, so that's like more prominent. I can tell that I'm gaining muscle growth, I guess. I still go to the gym every other day. I'm trying to keep up with that. It comes and it goes. I don't know. I might be able to like contribute it to the shot days, but like I went to the gym on Sunday and then I went on Wednesday. Wednesday was the day before my shot, and I felt like I couldn't lift as much. I felt like I was just not as strong, and I could have sworn that I was doing like a weight higher the week like the time before, and I was just really upset, or like I just was frustrated. Like it bothered me, but I guess that I just have to like learn to live with that. It's interesting if it's correlated. It might be, I don't know, it might just be my perception. But there is that. As far as okay, so that if you are family that don't want to hear this, don't listen. Tap out now. I've been hornier. Yeah, I've just been really, really horny. I don't know if it's a combination of things. Um, I'm dealing with some interesting things regarding my female anatomy. It's early. I don't know if it's tea related or if it's just I don't know. I have no idea what it just kind of I expected something, but it's not like I can confirm 100% it is what I think it is. If y'all know what I'm talking about, the thing that happens every month. But I think it is, but it's like I had some of the symptoms, but they're not as bad as usual, and it's like not really there, but it's sort of there. Like it's questionable. Like it's complicated down there. I'll be honest. But that has been a thing. Okay, now down to some bad stuff. It's been a rough week for dysphoria. I love testosterone, don't get me wrong. I love the things that it's doing in my body. I love the fact that I just look more masculine, but there is a downside to being more in tune with your body. You get out of tune with the things that don't fit, and I spent a long time trying to disassociate and trying to like deal with my top dysphoria, and it manifested in really weird ways and really affected me. And so the more like I pass as male and the more like I'm on T, it's uncomfortable. Like these aren't meant to be on my body, and so I disassociate a lot. I wasn't really there. I was there, but it was like playing a video game kind of, or it was like disconnect. Like everything was kind of fuzzy. Everything was kind of just like I was like treading above water, and it was a lot of things were overwhelming. Big situation, like just a lot of things overwhelm me, and they still kind of do. But now that I'm like dealing with it, now actually like dealing with trying to be here, trying to be present in moments and stuff. It's rough. I had a really bad night Sunday. It just was, and I can't say I can talk for every trans guy or everyone or every trans individual's top dysphoria or dysphoria in general. This is just my experience, but just felt physically uncomfortable. Like, I could feel my sports bra on my chest, and it didn't feel right. It made my skin crawl. It made me angry. It felt really tight, and I've been wearing it all day, but all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, it just wasn't comfortable. It was really, really uncomfortable, and it, like, almost hurt, like, physically hurt, and, me and my mom were downtown working on homework, and, it was just a lot of, like, I started to get angry, and my mom noticed that, like, I was frustrated, and I was snappy, and I was acting different, and, I was just like, yeah, it was bad. Like, I cried on the way home. Like, I sobbed. Like, top dysphoria sucks. Like, all dysphoria probably sucks, but that's my biggest issue, and it's like, have you ever played Mario or like any really the spinny, like, you have to line up like 3 things or 4 things or 5 things as they spin. I know it specifically from like Mario. There's little like toad houses that you go and you spin the Mario character, usually like a flower or like a toad, and you have to stop, and if you stop it and line it all up, then you get a prize. I feel like my life has been like that, and it has been constantly spinning, and every so often it would stop, but then it would keep spinning again, and like, it would also, like, when it would stop, it would be really messed up, and it would not make sense, and now, like, with testosterone and everything, I feel like parts of me have been starting to get connected. Like, there's not just 3 parts, there's a lot of parts that are a part of my spinny. But then there's ones that are just constantly spinning, or like it's the wrong one and it's like locked. And sometimes it feels like my chest is like that. Sometimes it feels like it's just wrong. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for my body, I think. I just, I don't like it. I can't, though, imagine what it's like not to. I started puberty really early, and I don't remember a time where I didn't have a chest or have something there. Um, it's debilitating. I try to bind as much as I can, but with my job, it requires a lot of running back and forth, a lot of movement, and the binders that I have do not really work well with that. Underworks, the extra large tank, they ride up really bad, and so I'm constantly having to pull it down. And then I have like broad shoulders, and then like my shoulders are not broad enough, I guess, in comparison or something. So my measurements are really funky, and it's just, I wear as much sports bras as I can, but it's like I feel like they are a beacon to everyone around to say that I am not normal. I am a woman. I am female. I am, all these things I'm not. And it bothers me. It bothers me that it's out of my control, really, and it's something that I have to deal with. But, I mean, I couldn't imagine, like, I know some guys who had to wait years for top surgery just because this will not most likely be covered by insurance. The surgery itself is 7 to 10 grand, as I've mentioned. That number is changing every other day, and it's like it's difficult. You're out of work for about 6 weeks. It's a rough recovery. I know somebody who just went through it, and it's like, it's a lot. It's an expensive surgery that your insurance may or may not cover at all. You have to put a fair amount down just for the surgery. I know some places require half or a fourth, so you have to provide 2 to 5 grand up front. And there's a lot of hoops to go through for surgeries, In order to get a good surgeon, a lot of times you have to go out of state. I'm looking at, like, Florida, and I have to count in for, like, travel costs and all that, and it's like, it adds up. These numbers start adding up, and it's like, I'm miserable with these things, and there's so little, or there's stuff I can do now, but it's like, there's not really, I just have to learn better coping skills, and it sucks, and it's hard. I know it's beneficial, I know coping skills will help, and, one day this will never be a thing, but it is a thing now, and I need to learn how to deal with it. So yeah, that's a struggle. That's going to be something that I will be working on and dealing with, and yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about that. It's just it's a hard topic for me. It's a hard thing to deal with. Um, but yeah. Anyways, on to other stuff. Actually, there's really not much else to talk about. Oh well, my shots are getting easier. Okay, that's a good thing. My shots are getting a lot easier to do. I did mine last night, and I'm going quicker. Like, it's quicker. It doesn't take as long for me to prep everything, and I have a system. I'm starting to get a system down, and like my routine for shot taking, which is nice. And my mom noticed that, like, she's like, you were quicker, and it was easier, and it was easier. I'm still having intramuscular pain the next day. Again, about 24, a little less, a little more hours after my shot. Like, it's hard to squat. Like, I tried to squat at work today to pick something up from the fridge, and I was like, nope, fuck, no. Sorry. I probably have been cussing this entire time, and I didn't realize. Anyways, I think that it's gonna get easier, obviously. Just repetition and all that stuff. I see my doctor on the 13th, and we go from there whether or not she'll increase my dose or keep it where it's at or what. Basically, we just talk, and I be honest, and I'm like, I think good things are happening. Interesting. Yesterday, I got ma'am more than I have been in a while at work. Like, I got a lot of ma'ams. I was on front and I was on drive, and it just kept hitting me, and I was just like, what? And I get really self-blamey when this happens. I know it's not my fault, but I perceive that I'm not trying hard enough to be perceived as male, or something that I'm doing is, like, my behavior, my mannerisms, and it's like, it sucks. Like, I try really hard not to, but I constantly find myself, like, policing my own actions. That's the word. Policing my own actions because I do not want to be perceived as female, because I'm like, I can't handle that, because it just makes me feel just like I'm wearing the wrong, like, clothing. Like, I've suddenly donned a dress and long hair and other shit, and I'm just like, this isn't me. I don't want you to associate that with me. I want you to associate that with me, especially because as I get more dude, will you act weird to me because you perceived me as female at some point? Like, you thought I was a girl, and now you feel embarrassed because you were wrong. Because people get awkward. People get really awkward when their assumptions are wrong. And that, honestly, are unsure of someone's gender, you could just ask. And if they get offended, that's their kind of prerogative. But I would rather someone ask, be embarrassed for about 10 minutes, and then they refer to me by the correct pronouns for a while. I have a girl, or a woman, she's not a girl, she's a mom, who comes to my work, and I see her frequently, and she knows, and because she asked me one day, she's like, Skylar, are you a girl or a boy? And I'm like, I'm a boy, thank you for asking. She's like, okay, and ever since then, she's been phenomenal with pronouns, and her name is Julie, and, no, not Julie, Jenny, oh, fuck. And she's just a wonderful human being, and she knows about me starting testosterone, and she always asks, she's like, how are you doing? How are the shots going? And she saw me today, in the morning and in the afternoon for a little bit, but, in the morning, and she was just like, you're looking super good, like, your nice haircut, you look very handsome, and it feels nice. It makes me feel all happy and stuff. It's good. People have been saying my voice. Today was actually a really good day, real quick, for that in the drive-thru. People were really good about pronoun uses, and a lot of people called me sir. It was nice. It felt very nice. So that was good. And people were, like, I had one lady right before I left. She was like, she started to call me ma'am. Like, she said the M, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, sir. I shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, you wonderful. And she was like an old lady, and I'm just like, I want to hug you, like, you're so sweet, like, thank you. And she's like, at the drive-thru, she was talking to my coworker Shay, and she was like, that man has a lovely voice, like the guy I talked to. And I'm just like, thank you. Like, I think I'll have a very good speaking voice when all is said and done, so I'm excited for that, because I have apprehension. Like, I worried that I wouldn't like my voice, and I want to be a public speaker. I want to, like, be someone who does speak, at, like, I want a TED Talk. Like, I want to do a TED Talk. Like, that is my ultimate dream goal, is to do a TED Talk. It'll happen. But I am excited that when people like compliment me on my voice, because that's awesome and cool, because I've never really liked my voice. And I remember, I've mentioned this before probably, but I remember being like straight out of high school. Like I was like a freshman in college, and I liked this person, and the person told someone else I liked, or I was friends with the person. It was complicated, but they told a person that I liked, a girl that I liked, that my voice was a lot higher than you'd expect when you meet me, and I just remember feeling so embarrassed, and I didn't know why. Like I couldn't. Why was I embarrassed about that? Like it doesn't matter, but I always felt that like my voice didn't match me. I felt like a lot of things about me didn't match me, and so I didn't really know how to express it. So yeah, um but yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, everything's slowly chugging along. And so that is all I have to say about this week on tea. I hope you all have a great week and a good weekend, and I hope you guys watch next week.